came with the first boom, then came the steel and the railways. 1880 saw electricity and mass production. 1950s witnessed mobility. 1990s information technology. The question is, what is going to be the next big thing? What's next? There I really admire and appreciate the ideas of Ray Kurzweil. Many of you who don't know him, he is considered to be one of the most prolific inventors of these times, and he came out with a fantastic book called The Singularity is Near. There, Ray talks about 6 epochs in the mankind. The first epoch started with physics and chemistry. Second was the biological evolution. Epoch 3 was when human brain developed to what it is now. Epoch 4 was technology. Epoch 5 would be the merger of technology and human intelligence. We were talking yesterday and some people were asking questions. Is it possible to keep up with the pace of innovation? The answer is, of course, when you look at Kurzweil or Clayton or Tom Kelly's ideas, the answer is, of course, yes. You have to adopt to governance models, you have to adopt certain processes inside your company, and the most important, you have to motivate people to be innovative and to adopt and run through the learning curve. The 6th epoch would be, in terms of Ray Kurzweil, that the whole universe would be a dispersion of intelligent entities, and they'll interact with each other. This point I'll also address a bit later when I'll talk about collaborative networks. The next big thing, for example, if we look at biotechnology as one potential example, which is the boom many say has long been past, but if we'll ask some people from Big Pharma, they'll answer a bit differently, because the early age drug discoveries are going more and more towards biotech companies. So pharma industry itself, even though on the face people say is very conservative when it comes to releasing or showing or opening up their IP, is becoming a loose set of interconnected contracts or relationships between biotech firms, contract manufacturing and research firms, CRAMs, and so on. So here, when we look at biotechnology and compare US and Germany, even though Germany also has laid a lot of emphasis, we are still, at least from a German perspective, not leading the race. US has been a forerunner in terms of investing a lot of resources into this technology. Now, yesterday Hermann Ude was raising this point, and so immediately I said it's probably coming from the thoughts of Ray Kurzweil. Intuitively, human beings have a tendency to look at linear progressions. If you look at the GDP growth rate of India for the past 20-25 years, in the early 80s, we had what we call the Hindu rate of growth, 3 to 4%. A bit earlier, China suffered the same syndrome. However, the growth accelerated. We said, in terms of an Indian context, the growth might be 6 to 7%. However, year on year, the growth took momentum. It's like a tumor. If you have a therapy to address a tumor, the first round of therapy probably reduces the tumor by 10 centimeters. The second round reduces by 20 centimeters. However, the third round, if you have a big tumor, which is, for example, 100 centimeters big, the third round would reduce the size by 50 centimeters. Because there is always an exponential decay. There is an accelerated pace of change. The same is true for innovation. If we look at technology evolution and we look at how the companies have grown or how new technologies have come about, we see again and again that the pace of change has been an accelerated growth, and the momentum has been increasing itself. Here, Ray Kurzweil depicts, for example,